until finally in 2009, they publicly acknowledged the marriage, the real-life marriage between Triple H and Stephanie McMahon when Triple H had his feud with Randy Orton. This was during WrestleMania 25. They started building this up to where Randy Orton RKO'd Stephanie, prompting Triple H to run out because he's a SmackDown guy, and this was like just him coming out there and running to the aid of his wife was letting the fans know, okay, this is my wife. Not only am I performing on SmackDown, but I'm also backstage in an executive role at every single show. I'm here. He runs out to protect his wife, and that was finally WWE's way of saying, okay, you guys already know it's the worst kept secret in the history of wrestling, but here it is. Now that you know, Triple H and Stephanie are together. Now, I loved the build for this feud. I think everybody did. The problem is the match sucked, and that's what they talked about so in detail on the documentary because they went through everything that happened. I mean, Randy Orton punted Vince McMahon. He beat up Shane McMahon. He DDT'd and RKO'd Stephanie. And Triple H even showed up at Randy Orton's house, remember, broke in, threw him through the window, beat the shit out of him, got arrested. It was just this horrendous feud that was just going to culminate in a bloody, brutal war. You have to know that. Well, for some reason, I don't even remember storyline-wise why they did this at the time. I guess because we are in a PG era, but they handcuffed the guys by adding stipulations to their match at WrestleMania. Triple H is going in as the champion, and if he gets counted out or disqualified, he will lose the WWE title. So how is Triple H supposed to have this war with Randy Orton and get his revenge and beat this guy into a bloody pulp for fucking with his family the way he did if they have to have it within the confines of a scientific wrestling match? It was impossible. There was no way that was going to work. And then when you combine that with the fact that they had to go on after the greatest wrestling match that ever took place. So they were going to be fucked regardless, but at least if there could be a little bit of violence in the match, that might at least give them a fighting chance to at least win back the crowd. But the whole match just was pathetic. It did not live up, and it was such a sorry-ass ending to what I thought was a great feud and a great build. And I don't understand what the WWE was thinking there. That was definitely a huge mistake. That match needed to involve chairs, tables, ring bells, knives, bazookas, machetes, you name it. It needed to be inside of a Hell in the Cell. It needed to be inside of a Hell in the Cell, inside of an Elimination Chamber, inside of a Punjabi prison match, with barbed wire and dogs and flames surrounding the entire thing. But instead, it was a straight-up match with a couple of stupid stipulations, and it failed miserably.